Hey, everybody. Welcome to Monday. Here we are, man. Episode 217 of Is This Thing Working? How's it going, Denise?
It is awesome. I'm so glad to be on the mics tonight.
Right.
You know, we've been pretty busy up doing some live streaming on Getter. I love live streaming on Getter.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I do like it, too.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah. Did you enjoy your holiday today?
Yeah.
Did you even know you had a holiday?
I planned a show. Let's put it like that.
Right.
But yeah.
On Columbus Day?
It's a holiday.
It's a government holiday. Yeah.
Yeah. And some cities don't, take it. Some schools still go to school, and it's becoming less and less important as it was when we were in school.
Right.
I mean, you took off for Columbus Day when we were in school.
Yes, you did.
But there are some places, and but everybody knows about Columbus Day. It's become a controversial.
Yeah. It's got to be politicized somehow, some way.
Yeah.
By the communists and the Marxists, man.
I'm gonna play
America.
I'm gonna play a little video of their take on Columbus Day. Listen to this.
This is the History Channel.
Yes, this is the History Channel.
All right.
Anyway, it was kind of interesting. I think it's like 2 minutes. So listen to what this is about.
Okay.
In 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. That's how the story was told to generations of Americans. Without a doubt, Columbus landed in the Bahamas in 1492 and made 3 more trips to the New World, including a visit to Cuba. His voyages paved the way for European exploration and colonization, changing the course of world history. But did Columbus really discover America? The answer is most likely no. It is believed that millions of people lived in the Americas before Columbus arrived. Ancestors of modern Native Americans made their way from Asia to North America over a land bridge formed during the last ice age more than 12,000 years ago. In fact, Columbus probably wasn't even the first European to land in the Americas. That honor likely goes to the Norse explorer Leif Erikson, whose famous father Eric the Red founded Greenland. Erikson and his Viking crew made the North Atlantic crossing to Newfoundland in 1000 AD, 492 years before Columbus made his trip. And he may not have been the only explorer to reach the shores of America before Columbus. Some historians argue that the Chinese Admiral Zheng He sailed around the world some 70 years before Columbus, discovering America on the way. A recently discovered map shows the complete outlines of both North and South America, supporting this theory of early Chinese exploration. Other cultures claim to have explored America even earlier. When ancient Hebrews fled Israel after the Babylonian invasion in 600 BC, some believe a group of them got all the way to America. And an ancient stone blade found near a mastodon tusk near the mouth of the Chesapeake Bay suggests a discovery story going all the way back to 22,000 BC. That's when some archaeologists believe the mysterious Stone Age people, known as the Solutreans, sailed from Europe to North America. As time and research continue to yield new evidence, we will surely learn more about the complicated truth behind the discovery of America. But no matter what, one thing seems safe to say. It wasn't Christopher Columbus.
There you go.
Well, here's what I believe that it was because Columbus was doing what? He was sailing and with trade. Wasn't he a merchant?
Yes, he was a merchant.
See?
And
so
he kept taking back, and
that's what that represents
gold.
is the when he came to Plymouth Rock, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
That's
what I
right.
mean? That's where this all ties into, man.
Yes, everyone knows that other people
that's what
have
that
been
means.
on America because there were Indians here whenever we got here.
Yeah,
and,
Eric the Red.
But
I'd always heard of Eric the Red.
Yes,
I don't know
that happened. I mean, as far as historians,
I can buy into most of that. Maybe not the Israelites, because think of where they were. So they had to come out of that ocean, and then all of a sudden, boom, go all the way across the Atlantic. That seemed like a stretch there.
And that was pretty far for a lot of people.
And that was 600, AD?
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's Columbus Day, and we need to continue. Columbus, he didn't discover the land, but he discovered America. He brought people and America became America.
Yeah.
From him, from his generation on.
Exactly.
You know, so in our books and how we were raised, that's how Columbus Day became. But the actual day didn't become a federal holiday until, let's see, it says up here, 1942.
See, that's just like you would assume that the Chinese people have always been in China.
That was wrong.
Wouldn't it be? You know,
yes.
I mean, it's just, to me, it's just some alternative.
Now
Indigenous Peoples Day.
People Day.
Yeah.
Because they, think everybody else is more important.
The indigenous peoples of North and South America have invented a ton of things that made a great impact across areas as different as the medical world and leisure time.
Yeah. Okay, then there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Kamala Harris, she came out saying Happy Columbus Day to everybody, of course.
Yeah. I love this. This calls her radical left Marxist Kamala Harris. Thinks that this holiday celebrating the discovery of America and the birth of Western civilization is a bad thing. Yeah, all the communists do.
They do.
Obama did.
Yeah,
Same
Western
thing.
civilization,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Came out of Columbus, Ohio.
Let's play her if she ain't dumb enough.
It is an honor, of course, to be with you this week as we celebrate Indigenous Peoples Day, as we speak truth about our nation's history.
Commie.
I have a hard time with
that.
Since 1934, every October, the United States has recognized the voyage of the European explorers who first landed on the shores of the Americas.
That would be Christopher
But
Columbus.
that is not the whole story. That has never been the whole story.
So what are you saying?
Those explorers ushered in a wave of devastation for tribal nations.
No, they didn't.
Perpetrating violence,
And
stealing
slavery.
land, and spreading disease.
Wow.
We must not shy away from this shameful past. And we must shed light on it and do everything we can to address the impact of the past on Native communities today.
What a commie.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I can't even with her.
What a commie,
Let's watch
man.
this other one. Let's see. Here she is. This was in 2020.
Would you support efforts on a federal level to change Columbus Day to Indigenous Peoples Day? And why does that matter so much?
Sure. Yeah.
This is stuff her father taught her.
Is,
yes.
To your very point, we have to remember history. And
we're going to remember history.
I think really is connected to the last
Except the last 3.5 years, we can't remember that
No,
history.
don't remember that.
Our compass.
Everybody's broke.
And our goals.
Our goal.
And
It's,
our
it's all commie talk, man.
We have to remember our history.
All of this is commie talk.
Uncomfortable, to your point about truths.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, see?
I don't even know what the hell what the heck she said.
Yeah,
Do you?
cut her off. Who cares? She's an idiot, man.
She is
why
an
spend
idiot.
Why spend that much time? You know what I mean? Because
Yes.
she's an idiot.
Instead, while she's out here pretending like she knows what Columbus Day means, these people in the hurricane, oh man, guys, we need to continue our prayers and continue the help.
Yes.
I mean, Samaritan Purse is out there doing everything it can to help these people from Hurricane Milton and Hurricane Helene.
Yeah.
You know, they still are, there's millions still without electricity, and they don't plan, there is no plan yet for them to
still
get
people
it.
that they can't find.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's total devastation. Man, and I heard today that the militia had come in and removed all the volunteers.
Really?
Yes, I
The-
mean
a militia?
like a military.
Oh, like military
They,
did?
they called it militia for some reason. I don't know who in the heck militia is. I probably should have brought that up just to talk about it, but I was so like stunned that I heard that. I have to wait 3 days. You have to wait 3 days.
So basically, you just seen a headline about it.
Well, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I seen a whole article.
Yeah.
I read the article, and it was just devastating.
Yeah.
They're not letting the volunteers go way up into the mountains to help people. Maybe it's a security thing. I don't know. I'm not really for sure. So I'm going to let it lie until I get more information.
Right.
But at this moment in time, this was from the Gateway Pundit, Hurricane Milton exposes Green New Deal's fragility. Costly solar panels destroyed in Florida, leaving thousands in the dark. Look at this, folks. This is reality for them. I mean, in Texas here, we have wind farms and solar farms now, and a portion of our electric grid is hooked to this. Just like it is in Florida. This right here. This is why they're not going to be able to get any electricity for a while. And imagine the cost.
Scroll down. Let's see what the great Jim Hoft has to say about it, man. Because, and I was going to say this too, because we have some people in Florida, and I know that they got their power on Saturday.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So they got their power on, and they were in Sarasota, and they got their power on Saturday. He texted me to let me know. He was like, "Hey man, I got my power on." He goes, "I'm set for tomorrow. I'm gonna grill some food." He goes, "Boom, we're gonna watch the Cowboys game."
That's awesome. I know he was excited.
Yeah,
about
I know
that.
he was, man. But it says that this solar plant, Lake Placid solar power plant, was meant to symbolize a future of energy. But after Hurricane Milton's landfall, it now stands as a symbol of the failures of the environmental utopianism, man. I love it. Yeah, you crazy-ass people. That's is
what it's all
not
about.
going to be
It's not
it can't
effective.
work, man.
It's
not a
work.
It's too, yeah.
And we have power lines. They get destroyed anyway. But they're easy to
run a new line. Yes.
And put back up.
And
you
what
have
does
people that know how to do that.
That's exactly right. Look at the environmental cleanup that's going to come from this right here. Look at this picture. This looks like it literally looks like a tornado ran through it, man.
And I think maybe that's what happened there. I really do. I mean, that's what it looks like. It's a track.
Yep.
That's devastating to those people.
Well, hey, what we want you to also know and understand is that these are our opinions and they're our assertions. And if you like our show, please hit that like button. Share our show. We're on all platforms. We're on Rumble. We're on X. We're on Getter. We're on Facebook. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're everywhere, man. So if you like what you hear, you like our opinions, you like our content, please hit that like button, share our show, subscribe. And hey, if you don't like our show, go ahead, hit that like button, share, subscribe. I'm telling you.
And make sure you check out our website at www.is-this-thing-working.com. We put new content on it regularly, and it's so much fun. I love it. So go on there and check us out. You can listen to our podcast daily. It comes out there on our website anytime you need a video or want to go back and check out any of the podcasts. You can go on there too. Also, Bannon, as you can see, I got Bannon on the screen. I can't stop thinking about Bannon. I can't even tell you to be informed to become engaged and all that because Bannon is on my mind.
Right.
He is getting out. Everybody, his release date is 10/29/2024.
Yep.
Yes.
Hang in there, Steve.
We've been counting down this whole time, and we are ready.
And I hope that we've done you proud, man.
I hope so.
Yep.
Yeah, I hope the next man up. I know Grace and Natalie over there in the war room, and Dave Bratt. Oh, and Peter Navarro, who was on there today, which we got a clip of. I mean, and who else?
Mike Davis.
Mike Davis. Anyway, the list could go on and on and on.
Mark Mitchell.
The people that have stepped up.
Yeah.
So we appreciate everybody. And you know what? The Get Out the Vote is working. It is working because of you.
Yep.
Because of us, because of our voices, because, conservative media has stepped up, and has actually gone off on their own. What does Bongino call us? A parallel economy. And we are going to parallel
society.
That's it.
That's exactly right. We have to
parallel President Trump right into that White House.
Yep.
With your votes. And at this point in time, you vote now.
Get out and vote.
You get out and vote.
Get your ballots.
Openings.
Get your vote.
It's not here in Texas yet, but when it is available,
wherever it's available right now, whatever state you're listening to right now, if it's available to vote, go ahead and vote, man. Get your vote out there.
100%, because we need them all.
Yep.
And we need them fast because, James, he has this little conspiracy theory.
I have a hunch, man.
Well, tell us what that hunch is. Seriously.
Okay, here's my hunch. Here's my thinking on this, and it wouldn't surprise me one bit. If you sit there and you hear what Kamala just told you about Indigenous Day and about her despising Columbus and her despising the American story, you know what I mean? And all of this, and we got to remember history. Well, if we can remember history, then I've got a hunch that open borders and all of these people that have come over here, that's the day they're going to block polling stations. They're going to physically block polling stations or something to that degree. That's just, I don't have any proof of that. That's my hunch. It wouldn't surprise me if it happened.
Well, you want to know,
and,
I really agree with you.
Yeah.
And I think that we know someone that has come out and actually said, hey, we're going to have people at the polling places watching you. And guess who that was? Do you remember? That was Mayorkas. Remember when he came out and said he's going to have his feds at all the polling places watching everything. Yep. So
Big Daddy government.
They came out and actually said that.
Yep.
So your
tyrannical government.
So your hunch is probably 100%.
Man, it wouldn't surprise me, man. And I'm, you know what I mean? It really wouldn't. Wouldn't surprise me one bit.
It wouldn't me either. But and you know what? It would not Peter Navarro.
Right. Uh-oh, where we at?
Yeah. There he is.
Hey, Pete.
There he is.
There's Pete.
Okay, so Peter Navarro had an opening monologue on War Room this morning, and it just kept me glued. And it's a whole 7 minutes. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go through it a little bit at a time. I hope it doesn't bore you, but I tell you what, he broke some really incredible news, and this needs to be everywhere. Every single Republican conservative media needs to be talking about this. This is important. So Peter Navarro, he exposes how $5 billion of your taxpayer money is wasted, just totally wasted in the prison system. Now, don't forget that Peter Navarro also just got out of prison recently, and now we're waiting on Steve Bannon to get out of prison. Now, let me ask you, I know for a fact that President Trump did a bill when he was in office that released nonviolent criminals 25% early. Why did not Bannon nor Navarro have that option?
Yeah, and there again, why is Merrick Garland not in jail?
Yes, 100%.
Because the law is the law.
Well, listen to
the way I see it.
Yeah, listen to Peter Navarro because he kind of explains that it's not just him and Steve that this is happening to. Listen.
Bureau of Prisons broke the law by keeping us 25% longer than the law requires. And when I was in there, let me tell you about it. I call it wasting away in a Bureau of Prisons hell. And little did I know when I went to prison in defense of our Constitution that I would moonlight as an investigative reporter and uncover a $5 billion waste of taxpayer money. 3 months after my prison release, neither the Bureau of Prisons nor the U.S. Congress has yet to do a damn thing about this monumental government failure. To the contrary, with a stunning announcement on October 8th, the Bureau of Prisons has moved in the opposite direction, effectively institutionalizing the problem. Meanwhile, the House Judiciary Committee is doing what it has done for most of the last 2 years. We've been watching them closely in the War Room. Absolutely nothing but bloviating. Here's the backstory. During my prison stay, I discovered that the Bureau of Prisons has steadfastly refused to enforce the 2018 First Step Act, which was passed through the leadership and smart on crime vision of Donald Trump. I was there in the Oval when it was signed. The FSA, the First Step Act, is designed to address a chronic problem of over-sentencing that arose in the 1990s in response to a crack cocaine crisis and broader drug epidemic. In supporting the...
Right there, I can tell you, too, that what he's talking about was the over-sentencing of people. If everybody remembers the 90s and the crime bill and the crack epidemic, the way that it was, people were getting life sentences, man, for first-time offenses.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
25, 30 years, man.
We just were blown away by the amount of people that went to... And, a lot of these people, by the time they figured out, hey, that was wrong, were already gone and dead. And,
well, yeah.
Anyway, this isn't more. A lot has happened, and it needs to be fixed.
First Step Act, Donald Trump clearly understood, listen carefully, when you keep prisoners behind bars longer than necessary to properly punish them and deter future criminal actions, you not only get taxpayer waste, you also increase the rate of recidivism, particularly with first-time nonviolent offenders, and thereby you get more crime. Are you paying attention, Ann Coulter, you bitch? President Trump put this Smart on Crime First Step Act in place precisely to address this problem, and it reduces time served of inmates through a system of earned good behavior and training credits, and also accelerates inmate placement into either halfway houses or home confinement to ease their transition back into society. That's what Steve and I should have been released 25% earlier. We weren't. And here's the catch. Because the Bureau of Prisons under Democrat leadership steadfastly refuses to fully implement Trump's First Step Act, more than 60,000 FSA-eligible inmates will spend anywhere from, get this, 3 months, okay, not too long, to 2 years longer in the prison system than the FSA mandates. For me, this is indeed personal. During my Miami prison stay, I met many inmates, along with their families, who now continue to get the very short end of the BOP stick.
That's it.
See, that's exactly what's happening.
Yep.
I mean, and it's not just happening to him and Steve.
No.
It's happening to everybody.
Yes, it is. And that's all that it is a big game to them so that they can sit there and pump more money back into it. And
yeah, because if they have innocent people and people that they can let out, they have no one in the system.
That's right.
That's why they continue the lawfare. And that's why the judges and everyone else makes money off of this. It's a cycle. And
sure it is.
It's time to stop the cycle.
Yep.
You have to break the cycle somewhere.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't blame him for being angry, nor do I blame Steve. I wonder what he's going to say on November 1st. He's going to be right behind that microphone when he's finished.
You bet. Him, like I say, him and Bannon, both first-time nonviolent. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And that when they went into that prison that they weren't a hassle. They haven't been. You know what I mean? So where's time served? Where is good behavior time? Do you get any of that? I don't know if you do or you don't. I mean,
used to, you did.
Yeah.
You used to be able to get out for good behavior. They work toward you getting out, especially if you're a nonviolent criminal.
Well, and in most cases, in most cases, they're more worried about the money than they are the person. You know what I mean?
Right.
If the person had enough to pay them off, and that's kind of what I'm sitting here kind of making a point with that. If anybody had the money to have paid in fines and restitutions and all of that, it would have been somebody like Bannon or Navarro. They could have taken care of that easily and been on their way.
Yes.
But it was more about the principle with
the
commies
it was
and the
personal.
Marxists. You know what I mean? And the fact that
they could.
Yes, the fact that they could. And then, not only that, rub their face in it by Garland being guilty of contempt of Congress by not adhering to a subpoena, and the sergeant of arms of the House could have went and should have went arrested him at that point. Nobody did anything.
No.
And that is another big point that's been missing in all of this. Man, I'm telling you, and it's not just that, it's all of it, man.
Yes, it is. And we're going to take a moment here to thank our supporter, Cornbread Hemp. Make sure you hit promo code ITTW. They have full spectrum. They have gummies, sleep gummies. Make sure you hit that promo code ITTW when you go to that website. They're from the Bluegrass Basin. Soil is great. I'm not good at the advertising, everybody.
You are doing great, man.
And
I wasn't doing
CBD
good in my
balm.
preparation, if we really want to be honest about it, which is what we are. We're honest about it. Yes. I wasn't ready with my part to it. So here
no,
we
wasn't.
No, I was not.
Here we go. We're gonna start
she
it
caught
over
me, man.
again.
She caught me. You caught me with my pants down. Golly, that's hilarious. Are you ready to experience full spectrum CBD like never before? Cornbread Hemp brings you organic, Kentucky-grown, flower-only CBD products made with USDA certified organic hemp. Whether you're looking for gummies, oils, or topicals, Cornbread Hemp offers a natural way to unwind, recover, and find balance. And here's the best part. No stems, no leaves, no fillers. Man, that reminds me of the Cheech and Chong. No stems, no seeds that you don't need. You remember that?
I love Cheech and Chong.
Just the purest, most potent CBD products available. Perfect for relaxing after a long day or easing into a restful night's sleep. Visit cornbreadhemp.com and use the promo code ITTW.
Is this thing working?
And you will get a discount of 30% off your initial purchase.
You do it.
Let's get rolling, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for going through it.
That was fun. We have to get sometimes we will keep going and we will forget about it, so we really try to get our sponsors in there. We appreciate that you are being very patient with us. That's for sure. And President Trump, he was in some rallies this weekend, and we did live stream them on Getter on Saturday and on Sunday, and he was in the Coachella, California rally on Saturday and Prescott, Arizona on Sunday. But, after the rally, after everything was, over with, and the next day pretty much, all of a sudden we hear that there was a third attempt.
I thought it was the same day.
Was it the same day? Okay.
Yeah, at the event. Yeah.
It was at the event.
Yeah, because he supposedly, Vim Miller is who they're talking about, and supposedly he had fake press credentials, and he had weapons, illegal weapons. Okay. Well, actually, and we've seen a Tim Pool video where Tim was giving a speech somewhere else, and the news had broke, and Tim broke that news on there, and he said that this happened a half a mile from the event, and that no Trump supporters or President Trump was in danger of anything. So that's what we heard, and then what we learned. And so I immediately went to looking around on Twitter and X for some stuff, and this is what I found, and I thought this was really cool. And this comes from Mindy M.F. Robinson, and she said this, and this was the other day. She said, the man they just arrested for supposedly trying to kill Trump in Coachella is my good friend and business partner for America Happens, Vim Miller. Vim had just exposed a huge deep state cover-up, including the feds and the Bundy Ranch scandal. So I firmly believe this is 100% some kind of setup in retribution for exposing it. And what she's talking about is, according to information, and I got this on the Brave browser. I looked this up on Brave, and this is AI on Bray, but this is what it says here. It says, according to available information, Vim was not directly involved in the ranch standoff itself. However, his anti-government and anti-establishment views, as expressed in an interview on a podcast, All Enemies, Foreign and Domestic, suggested a sympathetic stance toward the Bundy family's cause. Well, damn, you could listen to our podcast and you're going to get a sympathetic stance toward the Bundy family cause.
I know.
You know what I mean? And
yes.
in that podcast, Miller discussed the Bundy Ranch standoff, and he stated that it was a powerful and important example of domestic extremism and that the government's actions were an attempt to destroy the rancher. He's right.
He is right.
He was right, and he exposed them for that.
And they don't like it.
They didn't like it. And
it is kind of weird how they picked him
exactly.
and managed to get him.
Exactly. And that's what Mindy came back and said, too. That's what she said. That or Trump's security team is a bunch of dipshits trying to make up how badly they failed in Pennsylvania with any kind of win they could get, fake or not. I don't believe that part. I believe it was a setup from the FBI.
I do, too.
Like
they
she
set him
said,
up there to see.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And they let him out on a $5,000 bond. You know what I mean? So they weren't serious.
Yes.
This was some kind of story they were going to try to manufacture, you know, and bring
people
trouble
were all
upon him.
over that, too. You know, there's too much information out there. And, you know, Vin Miller himself came out. You know, man accused, this from Gateway Pundit, the amazing Jim Hoft, of course.
Yep, the great Jim Hoft.
Yes. That it says breaking, man accused in third Trump assassination attempt breaks silence, reveals full story, and blasts fake reports against him. And that's all the legacy media does. They jump on just anything. 49-year-old Vin Miller, arrested near former President Trump's rally in Coachella, California, has spoken out denouncing claims of an assassination attempt and blasting the fake news surrounding the incident.
Yeah, see, that's if you looked at the charges, nobody charged him with trying to assassinate anybody, and he was a half a mile from the event. Nobody was in the issue. Miller, who called himself a staunch Trump reporter, was taken into custody after Riverside County Sheriff's deputies found firearms in his vehicle during a routine checkpoint stop. However, he fiercely denies any attempt to harm the former president. Why would he?
Yes.
You know what I mean? He's worked hard for the campaign. Miller's arrest came after law enforcement found a shotgun, a handgun, and a high-capacity magazine in his vehicle with what authorities initially claimed were counterfeit VIP and press passes for Trump's rally.
Which is bull because I believe that
we'll go down
he
here
was
and let's
there
see what
all
his
the time.
statement was. Let's see if it's down lower. Yeah. Despite these charges, he insists the incident has been blown wildly out of proportion. He claims possession of firearms was purely legal and registered, and he was merely exercising his Second Amendment rights. He asserts he had been invited to the rally, and he had legitimate special entry passes issued by the Republican Party of Nevada. So,
the Gateway Pundit reviewed his Vin Miller's Instagram account, and it revealed he was at the RNC convention and attended another pro-Trump event with JFK Jr. and James O'Keefe.
Yeah. Hey, go back to the... Yeah.
That right there alone is enough to get him pulled over and taken to jail.
But that right there enough is alone. That right there enough alone is enough to prove his credentials, too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And go back to the Mindy tweet, because there was something that she said that I thought was really cool, too, later on. She said there isn't a universe his intention was to kill Trump. He worked too hard in his movement to expose the deep state and all the people against him. If he had guns in his car that were illegal, whoop-de-fucking-do. As a pro-2A advocate, ask me if I give a shit about a good guy with a gun in an unsafe shithole like California. It doesn't even make sense why his passes would be fake either, when we're both usually invited as media to these things, man. I'm telling you, this entire administration and the law.
This is what they did. Immediately, I want to kill the president, Vin Miller. No, he did not say any of that.
Exactly.
I mean, that's totally that's just what they do on the left, you know. they continue.
Just like Mindy says, she continues on. Here's Vim's social media account on X. Clearly, the sheriff couldn't be bothered to spend 1 minute scrolling through to see if he was a Trump supporter and an independent reporter.
Yes,
you know
and there's
a
lot of independent reporters out there, and the thing is, they don't like independent reporters. They don't like us calling them out,
right,
on their lies, and that's really what it's all about. It's about lies. But President Trump has a calendar that is really full, at least until the 23rd. I do know that they have set the one in New York, Madison Square Garden. That one is on 10/27.
Okay.
So they have done that one.
Yeah. He's in Oaks tonight, Atlanta tomorrow night, Duluth on the 23rd in Duluth, Georgia, and then upcoming events for November.
No, these are for,
okay.
Those are Senator
I'm
Vance.
sorry.
No, that's okay. And Senator Vance will be in Williamsport on Wednesday, and then Wilmington, North Carolina on the same day. So those are the events so far. I'm pretty sure, these people do not stop.
Yeah, Williamsport's where they play the Little League World Championship.
Oh, well, that's pretty cool.
The World Series, the Little League World Series.
I bet that would be interesting to go to. That would be really fun, actually. So we'll do our best to live stream them. You can catch them on Getter with us. We like to sit and live stream those. They're really fun. But we're going to get on to some other stuff.
Yeah.
Like, for example, this guy.
Well, like, for example, Kamala and the puppet that she is.
Has to have him come out to do.
Yeah, she's so desperate, man, that she's got him and Clinton back and clean up for her.
Oh, my gosh. Y'all, this guy, I don't know what he thinks he's going to do to come out and tell people that you just got to do this. It doesn't matter if she's a woman president. So I guess, the black men are not happy with the woman president.
See, that's how out of touch he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly how out of touch he is.
And you're coming up with all kinds of reasons and excuses. I've got a problem with that. Because part of it makes me think, and I'm speaking to men directly now, part of it makes me think that, well, you just aren't feeling the idea of having a woman as president. And you're coming up with other alternatives and other reasons for that. That's not acceptable. This shouldn't even be a question. And
do you see how he tries to accuse him of something that he has no idea? You know what I mean?
No, and they're just sitting around.
And how insulting is that? Yeah, and they're just standing there taking it. Real men wouldn't have took that. Real men would have said, "Dude, you're wrong, man. Yeah. You don't know nothing about me."
It has nothing to do with her being a woman, but the policies that you people are putting out there for the black community.
Yeah,
I mean that's what's hurting.
Yeah,
that's what's hurting us when we see our family struggling.
Man, or even any intelligent black man is going to stand there and look at the past 3.5 years, and they're going to compare it to the 4 years before that, and the choice is obvious.
It is very obvious.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to look down here because, look here. We got one from the former President Clinton. He made some remarks. I mean, and all he does is come out and ruins everything that she tries to hide, which I think is kind of funny. I think he's the funny part of the whole thing.
Him and Joe.
And the thing is, they don't know who he is. There was one person that didn't know who he was. They thought he was Joe Biden.
That's hilarious. Yeah, look how old he is.
I know. They don't know who he is. He's a generation gone. Here we go. Listen to what he has to say.
He was our generation.
I know.
And on the immigration thing, she's the only candidate who has actually endorsed a bill that would hold down immigration in any given year to a certain point, and then make sure we gave people a decent place to live. We didn't divide people from their children. And we did total vetting before people got in.
That's
Who is he talking about, man?
He don't know.
Trump killed the bill.
What are you talking about?
Being written by senior Republicans in the Senate, and he killed the bill
because it wasn't no good.
You had a case in Georgia not very long ago, didn't you? They made an ad about a young woman who'd been killed by an immigrant. Yeah, well, if they'd all been properly vetted, that probably wouldn't have happened. But if they're all properly vetted, and that doesn't happen, and America is not having enough babies to keep our populations up.
Look, replacement
so we
theory,
need immigrants that have been vetted to do work.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
He just now came out and admitted replacement theory.
Yeah. And he admitted the fact that they weren't vetted. These people aren't being vetted.
Why? Because they don't have enough people to vet them?
Okay. Well, no. Well,
I'm not getting that.
Okay. He come out and he goes, these people aren't even vetted. And then he mentions Lake and Raleigh.
Yeah,
so,
like that's President Trump's fault.
Listen, no, what he just said, if you listen to what he just said, and he don't even realize he said that, though. But what he said was, this administration is responsible for not vetting those people, allowing that open border to be like it is right now. And that is the reason that man was in this country, and that is the reason Lake and Raleigh died. And you know what? He's exactly right. He said it to them. I don't think he realized he said it, and I don't think they even realized that he said it.
No.
But that's what he said.
But that is what he said. And that's what I meant by he keeps coming out and
at first he tried to blame Congress.
Yeah, and he tried to blame Trump.
Yeah.
You know, like he tried to blame Trump for Lake and Riley's death.
Exactly.
That's what caught my attention. And then he did the faux pas there and actually spoke the truth.
Yep.
That they can't vet them and they don't vet them. And even if they had the people to vet them, they wouldn't. It's because they want them over here so fast and so quick to change the makeup of America that, you know, they don't want to take that time to vet these people. They just want it to just, you know, happen.
What are they? Why are we not having enough babies?
Well, I wonder why. What? Hey, people out there, have babies. Is the
tranny and the gay population really that big? No,
it's abortion.
There you go.
It's abortion is why that our population is going down. Well, and
there's 350,000 children that we can't even account for.
Yes, and they're not ours. They're these are foreigners. Well, they're their kids. You know, I mean, you have stolen their kids somewhere. That's the way I look at it.
Right.
I mean, there's child trafficking. Yeah. That's it. That's what's happening with all of our children out there. And then going to come out here and say, well, we don't, you know, even Elon Musk is saying this, you know, so I know that this is a thing. Yeah. You know, our population growth is not. It's going backwards. It's not going forward.
Maybe that's a good thing, though, man.
You know, well, and if it continues, we will be gone.
Man, we won't.
You know, but I just think that
it's a trend.
Need to realize.
I think it's a trend, and it's a bad trend.
It is a bad trend, and people need to realize that having an abortion is not.
Yeah, the answer.
It's not the answer.
Yeah,
you know. If you're not interested in having children, you know, there are other ways
to adopt.
You know, and there's
legally.
Plenty of kids that would love to spread the love.
Yep.
Plenty of parents. I mean, plenty of adults. You know. And then we're going to move on to this because this is big and this is everywhere. And Kamala Harris plagiarized at least a dozen sections of her criminal justice book, Smart on Crime, according to a new investigation. The current vice president even lifted material from Wikipedia, and we have the receipts, and this is from the great Christopher F. Rufo, who we have used on numerous occasions as a source. He's a great investigative reporter. But he goes on to say...
Yeah, he says that this investigation was conducted by Dr. Steven Weber, a famed Austrian plagiarism hunter who has taken down politicians in the German-speaking world. We independently confirmed multiple violations which are comparable in severity to the plagiarism. Hey, you gotta help me out here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, how are you supposed to see all that?
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. We are independently confirmed multiple violations which are comparable in severity to the plagiarism found in former Harvard President Claudine Gay's doctoral thesis, man.
Wow. You know, and then what's so funny is when this came out, it's all over the place. Conservative media has taken it and ran with it because plagiarism is so easily done now. And when you get caught and you don't reveal your source,
right?
I mean, even if she copied and pasted something off a website, you have to reveal.
She should have made a reference to it.
She should have made a reference to it.
Exactly.
You know, she didn't come up with that. It wasn't her numbers, you know, and all that. But, you know, I just got to tell you, conservative, the New York Times and liberal media, they immediately, I don't know if you listen to Bongino or not, but this title of this article is one of his Republicans pounce things. And I just had to sit that out there because, of course, they're going to come out with conservative activist seizes, you know, on passages from Harris' book. So they're going to try to change the narrative and say what she did wasn't, you know, that bad. You know, which is what all of them do.
Well, it says, what does it say right there? In review of the book, the Times found that none of the passages in question took the ideas or thoughts of another writer, which is considered the most serious form of the plagiarist. Instead, the sentence copied descriptions of programs or statistical information that appear elsewhere. The 5 passages Rufo cited appeared to have been taken partly from other published work without quotation marks. No, it wasn't. It was taken from the one he just talked about. And yeah, and the fact is, she didn't reference it, man. She plagiarized it. She stole it.
She stole it. You know, and you can't. I mean, you're writing a book, and I think a lot of these books are like that anymore, though. You know, but when you get caught, you get caught. You know, there's just some people that I don't read because that's not real stuff. You know, I mean, anyway, this stuff drives me crazy. And I think it's kind of funny, you know, that she is getting taken care of. That's for sure.
Well,
but,
here we go.
JD Vance come out with his comments on it there. Listen to him. It's only 15 seconds.
I saw today, actually, a story that Kamala Harris apparently copied some significant chunks of her book from Wikipedia. So if you want a president with their own ideas, vote for Donald Trump. If you want a president who copies her own ideas from Wikipedia, vote for Kamala Harris. I saw today...
a Wikipedia president.
I know.
That's about what she is anyway, man.
Yeah. JD Vance, he is
She's such a clown, man.
Debater, man. He can come up with some stuff.
She's such a clown.
Well, we had some stuff from President Trump here. Maybe we can get it to show up. There it goes. But anyway, here's a couple of his statements today.
Yeah, he says that, well, that was 19 hours ago, but he goes, I believe it's very important that Kamala pass a test on cognitive stamina and agility. Her actions have led many to believe that there could possibly be something wrong with her. Even 60 Minutes and CBS, in order to protect lying Kamala, illegally and unscrupulously replaced an answer she had given, which was totally bonkers, with another answer that had nothing to do with the question asked. Also, she is slow and lethargic in answering even the easiest of questions. We just went through almost 4 years of that. We shouldn't have to do it again. What he's talking about is a Gateway Pundit. We've seen this on Gateway Pundit, too.
Yes. And the crazy thing about this is it kind of goes along with what we were talking about with the plagiarism, because they did the exact same thing, you know, kind of messing with things that she says and does on 60 Minutes.
Yeah.
You know, why can't you just be honest? Why can't you? I mean, she's terrible anyway at everything that she says. Maybe her actual answer was better than that. And then he has so many that we could go through. Here's a message for the American people. It's very simple. No person who has inflicted the violence and terror that Border Czar Harris has unleashed on our country can ever be allowed to become the president of the United States. Absolutely.
I agree.
And the Border Patrol.
What they've done to our country with the open borders, criminal. It's treasonous, man.
I know. And the Border Patrol backed President Trump, endorsed President Trump during his rally in Arizona. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's big.
That is really big because, they want that border secured. They know how unsafe America is right now.
Yeah.
And, they will, the federal government, the government that is in charge right now.
Yep. Doesn't care.
Doesn't even care about them whatsoever, or what they have had to go through. So make sure you go to swampthevoteusa.com and anything that you can do to help, folks. We need to get President Trump elected, and more people. I mean, look at the people at his rallies. I mean, they just show up and show up. While at the same time, this blathering idiot Kamala Harris, she's forever veering off script during talk about Black Agenda with podcasters. This is from the Gateway Pundit.
Yeah, this is why she went 45 days without speaking to media after she stole Biden's delegates in July. Exactly. Yep. This is why I read the Gateway Pundit, man, because they tell the truth.
They tell the truth.
Yeah.
100%.
Kamala sat down for an interview with podcaster Roland Martin to discuss the Black Agenda. The more Harris talks to the media, the worse things get for her campaign. She is in a doom spiral. Her internal poll numbers must be really bad. And from what I keep hearing, they are really bad.
Well, for Obama to come out and pretty much threaten black men, I think they might be really. And if they bring out Clinton, that people don't even know who he is, at least this generation, I mean, they don't know who. They know Hillary more than they know him. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But Harris went off script during her interview with Roland Martin, and then when things got awkward, she said, "Look, there's a video here. We're going to look at it. Let's look at it."
Yeah, here she goes.
Here she goes. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Idiot.
There's this whole. I talked with somebody once who said, if you just look at where the stars are in the sky, don't look at them as just random things. If you just look at them as points. Look at the constellation. What does it show you? So you just outlined it, Roland. What does it show you?
They microdosed her before she went.
Oh my
God! This interview, man.
When we were looking at this earlier, I asked James. I said, "I wonder if she was toking on something."
Yeah,
because
they microdosed her, man.
That was nuts. I mean, who talks like that?
I know, right?
Do liberals really talk like that?
No, man. People that are high talk like that, man. Yeah.
Are drunk. I don't even think drunk people talk like that.
Did she have a ayahuasca weekend, maybe?
Who
knows? Who knows? But
she's a different president.
Hey, guys, this is what apparently the media tells you half the country is going to vote for.
Yes.
Right here.
And they're just
right here, man.
There is no way that half the country is going to vote for this.
No.
And then look what they're getting desperate. Yes, they're getting desperate. Yep. They're going on Fox News. But, the thing is, with Fox News, they're getting desperate as well.
Yep. Yes, they are.
This is why that's happening. And everyone knows that liberal Brett Baier, is going to do softball. He's going to be just like one of those, liberal CNN.
Okay, well, yeah, he will be. That's what I was fixing to ask you. If you were going to just line them up and pick whatever one out of the Fox News crew you'd want to do the interview, who would it be?
Line them up to do the interview with Kamala Harris?
If you just lined all of them up and you had to point at one of these Fox News correspondents to do the interview, which one would it be?
Rachel?
Rachel? Would it really?
Rachel from the Saturday Show.
I'd go Greg Gutfeld, man.
Well, Greg Gutfeld. Well, that's totally on a different spectrum.
I'd go. But that's exactly correct. I'd go Greg Gutfeld.
For someone
man.
MAGA, that she's, she don't come out and say she's MAGA, but she's definitely would ask some tough questions, but she would be fair.
Greg would too, though.
Yeah, he would.
Yes, he would.
Yes, he would. He would be. I started to say
Jesse
Lawrence.
Oh, Lawrence.
Yeah. Well, Lawrence, he likes everybody. I like Lawrence. You can't not like Lawrence.
Yep.
But I kind of see Fox News seeping in him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He used to have more of an opinion, and still now he just laughs it off. Have you noticed? Have you watched Lawrence? I mean, we just watch
right along with me.
Probably is. We just watch Fox News for information because you can get more information on Fox News than you can these others. They just give you like Trump hating crap all the time, So, but Brett Baer, he comes out because people are saying, "Hey, is he going to edit?" And, you know how rumors are, but he comes out and he says, no, there were no preconditions to get the interview. No one has the questions ahead of time except me. No topic is off the table. And if there's any editing, it will be very minimal for timing and will be editorially the same question and answer. We are pre-taping the interview right before my live show Wednesday in Pennsylvania. Thanks.
Do you trust that? You know what I mean?
I trust that ratings will be good that day. People will be watching it. We will be. You know what, folks? We'll probably be live streaming it. But I tell you what, it's all sickening. She can try her best to get the I guess the middle. Is she going for the moderate?
I don't know.
She keeps saying Republicans are endorsing me over and over and over again. But they're the ones that have left the party.
They're Nikki Haley voters.
And Liz Cheney,
Liz Cheney voters,
and even Bush. George Bush now is not in the conservative space anymore. What has happened to the parties, man?
They're corrupt.
They're corrupt.
They're not working.
That they're not, and the people are against them. It's the government versus the people.
Yep.
And President Trump, bless his heart, is out there doing the very best that he can. Oh. Yeah, we got this guy here. We can talk about him if we want. But I don't know that I want to talk about him. But, he's just a goofball.
Yeah, he's a commie.
And he lies.
He's a commie.
Everything comes out of his mouth is a lie. Every single thing
that
lie. Comes out of his lips.
Yep. Let's go ahead and listen to his little lie here.
We got him here.
Yep.
Donald Trump over the weekend was talking about using the U.S. Army against people who disagree with him. Just so you're clear about that, that's you. That's what he's talking about. This is not some mythical thing out there. He called it the enemy within. Donald Trump over the weekend.
Yep.
And is that what he said?
It is not what he said.
No.
Nope, it is not.
It is not.
Tim Walz is a liar. He's a commie too.
He's a liar.
Yep.
And they take everything President Trump says and they totally take it out of context. President Trump was talking about criminals. He was talking about those that go and steal things and
he's talking about cartel gangs.
Yes. I mean, and he's also talking about the gangs that are terrorizing the country, when the smash and grabs, gangs. The people that are going around, hitting women in the face.
Yeah.
This is real. I mean, people are really harming each other. I mean, I don't understand where the hate's coming from. And I just totally believe that it's the left. The left really hates you in this country. And you're going to vote for them, and I don't get it. But we're here to hope and pray that we can convince you that there's a better way. There is a better way.
Make America great again.
And make America healthy again.
Yep. Is this thing working?
Rise up.